That wasn't just a meltdown, it was a manifesto. And years later, in court, that same energy erupted. Diddy charged at a witness with such force that security had to step in and restrain him. But this rage didn't just surface in the courtroom. It had been simmering for years. Even after his arrest, there were secret prison calls, hush money deals funneled through his own mother. Then came Cassie's testimony, and what she revealed took this case from dark to downright unthinkable. Let me bring you up to speed. Let's kick things off with something truly shocking. According to court documents, Diddy has allegedly been reaching out to witnesses from prison. Yes, you heard that right. He's behind bars, yet still trying to pull strings like a puppet master. Prosecutors described his actions as persistent attempts to illegally influence witness testimony. That's not just crossing a line, that's flipping over it, doing a backflip, and landing squarely in criminal territory. So how was he doing? This. Apparently, he was using other inmates' phone accounts to make calls, which goes against prison regulations. It's like using someone else's ID to get into a club when you're underage. Except, it's way more illegal, and with much more serious consequences. The situation worsens as Diddy allegedly set up an underground network to pay witnesses and silence accusers. He didn't just reach out himself. He reportedly involved his own family, including his mother, Janice Combs, who was named in a lawsuit for pressuring an accuser to accept hush money. Diddy even allegedly orchestrated social media posts to counter allegations from Don Richard, paying a witness after a statement was posted. On top of that, he reportedly monitored his children's birthday video, strategizing how it might influence potential jurors. These actions were central in his bail denial, with prosecutors citing his ability to manipulate others as a serious threat. Whether it's employees, family members, or inmates, Diddy's actions have demonstrated a serious risk of witness tampering. The judge agreed that no set of conditions could eliminate these risks. In other words, they knew if they let him out, he'd be on the phone faster than you can say bad boy for life, trying to influence everyone involved in the case. Now, things take a wild turn with the conspiracy theories surrounding this case. One theory centers around Jonathan Audi, who was arrested in 2018 for shooting at Trump's Doral Miami resort. During his interrogation, he made explosive claims, alleging he was a slave for both Diddy and Cassie. Audi said Diddy directed his actions during encounters with Cassie, and that he signed a $5 million NDA in 2014. While initially dismissed as the delusions of a troubled man, Cassie's testimony seems to corroborate some of his claims, leading some to believe this conspiracy might be true. Some even suspect a network of powerful figures in the industry enabled Diddy's actions. It's not hard to believe, given how often we've seen powerful figures escape justice because they're shielded by even more influential people. Some theories suggest Diddy's actions are part of a broader network of abuse within the entertainment industry, with Cassie being just one of many victims. These ideas point to a larger systemic issue, though much of the evidence remains circumstantial and hotly debated. But when you look at the alleged pattern of behavior, not just with Cassie, but with several women, it's hard not to question how deep this rabbit hole truly goes. Now let's touch on another key detail from the trial, an alleged third victim who has been uncooperative with prosecutors. Sources claim this woman, referred to as Victim 3 in the indictment, is an ex-girlfriend of Diddy's. Prosecutors have reportedly struggled to get her to testify, and there have been rumors that she's been uncooperative from the start, complicating the case even further. There are
described her. They said this is Victim 3 in the indictment. She is, we know, an ex-girlfriend. Know that she's an ex-girlfriend, and there was a whole exchange about her in court this week where they said we're having trouble getting her to come in. That she has some conflict. She's got things going on in her personal life. And it was described by the government as almost like she wants to be here, but we're not sure we're going to be able to get her here. We're talking to her lawyer.
There are many reasons why someone might hesitate to testify against an alleged abuser. Fear of retaliation, concerns about safety, or the possibility of public judgment. It's also possible that Diddy or someone close to him has pressured witnesses to remain silent, using their influence to intimidate. The absence of a crucial third victim could severely weaken the prosecution's case. Prosecutors needed multiple testimonies to prove a pattern of abusive behavior, not just a toxic relationship. Without this third witness, the case is at risk. Meanwhile, Diddy's court behavior, including reading the Bible on day one, was seen as a calculated move to repair his image, raising skepticism online. But perhaps the most chilling detail from the trial came from the testimony about the hotel incident. The security officer who responded to Cassie's call for help described Diddy as having a devilish stare when he stepped out of the elevator. That isn't the look of someone who's sorry. It's not the face of someone who made a mistake. No, that's the expression of someone furious that they got caught, someone who's enraged that their control is being questioned. It's a chilling glimpse into the mindset of someone who's used to dominating situations and is clearly disturbed by losing that power.
Went back upstairs to talk to Puff and explain to him the rules of the hotel and that he had to pay for some things. And Diddy had this like devilish stare on his face when he came out of the elevator at one point, and that Diddy allegedly offered him money. So the man is saying that Diddy offered him money because he didn't want any of this to come out, because he, for her and for
Diddy's defense team also pointed out that the security officer filmed the aftermath and sent the videos to his wife, suggesting he was more starstruck than genuinely concerned. Brian Still, Diddy's lawyer, questioned the officer's credibility, emphasizing the importance of incident reports. He argued that the details should be accurate and consistent as they are relied upon. It's a common defense tactic: discredit the witness. However, no legal strategy can erase the video footage showing Diddy assaulting Cassie. The evidence speaks for itself. Cassie, now pregnant and due in June, took the stand on May 13th, recounting the abuse she endured, her first encounter with Diddy since 2018.
So attorneys say that this is the first time that they've met since 2018, when she attended the funeral for Kim Porter, which is the mother of Sean Combs' 3 children.
Can you imagine having to face your abuser in court while being pregnant? The strength this woman has shown is absolutely incredible. I'm sitting here thinking, if that was me, I would be shaking in my boots. But Cassie walked in with her head held high, looking like the queen she is.
When she walked in there, Rachel, she had on a brown dress, form-fitting, visibly pregnant, head held high, and did not make any eye contact with the defendant, with Sean Combs.
Can you even begin to imagine the courage it takes to face your abuser in court, especially while pregnant? The strength Cassie has shown throughout this ordeal is nothing short of remarkable. Honestly, I can't help but think that if it were me in her shoes, I'd be shaking. But Cassie? She walked into that courtroom like the queen she is. Wearing a brown, form-fitting dress that highlighted her visibly pregnant belly, she entered with her head held high, exuding strength and grace. And what stood out even more? She didn't make any eye contact with Diddy, Sean Combs, not a single glance. It was a silent, powerful statement. When we talk about Diddy's treatment of witnesses, we can't ignore the most damning piece of evidence: the chilling video from 2016, where he's seen physically assaulting Cassie in a hotel hallway. This is not some petty argument. This is a man dragging, stomping, and throwing things at a woman. It's the kind of footage that hits you like a punch to the gut, making you want to turn away because it's just that disturbing. And here's the real kicker. Diddy's defense team is actually trying to downplay it, claiming that it was just a typical couple's argument. They're out here saying this incident was about Diddy being upset over another woman's number in his phone, not about forcing Cassie to stay for one of those special parties. As if that somehow makes it any less horrific. Come on now. That excuse doesn't hold any weight.
He said that Diddy offered him a ton of money, and to that, Brian
So it
still...
was a stack.
Yeah, he said he came out with a huge stack of money, and he didn't offer it.
The testimony from the security officer that night paints a disturbing picture. He recalled finding Cassie in distress, repeatedly saying, "I want to leave," only for Diddy to allegedly respond, "No, she's not going anywhere." This wasn't a disagreement. It was control, a mindset that sees another person as property rather than a partner. The officer also testified that Diddy allegedly offered him money to stay silent, a classic sign of guilt. If Diddy was innocent, why bribe a witness? This wasn't about protecting his reputation, it was about covering up his actions. Cassie's own testimony reveals even darker details of control. Diddy allegedly micromanaged every aspect of her life, from her clothes to the people she interacted with, even down to the color of her nails. This wasn't love, it was manipulation, pure and simple.
Prosecution is asking her questions to show that she wasn't in control. She said that Sean Combs directed everything from what she had on, to the lighting in the room, to how she was supposed to interact with the person that she was having sex with.
And then comes the most disturbing part, the freak-offs. I'll keep this as PG as I can for our younger audience, but essentially, these were situations where Cassie was allegedly forced to participate in intimate acts with other people, all while Diddy watched. Cassie testified that these events could last up to 4 days. Yes, 4 days. Can you even imagine being forced to endure something you don't want to do for that long? The aftermath was so severe that she had to receive IV fluids afterward. Cassie also revealed that she suffered from constant and painful health issues as a result of these freak-offs. She endured urinary tract infections so intense that antibiotics sometimes didn't work. She developed oral sores and stomach problems from the drugs and physical strain involved. This isn't just abuse, it's pure torture. It's using someone's body without any regard for their health or well-being. What makes it even more devastating is that when Cassie was asked if she ever found these situations enjoyable, she broke down in tears and admitted she only went along with it because it meant she could spend time alone with Diddy. That's the reality of psychological abuse, everyone. It's what happens when someone breaks you down so thoroughly that you start to confuse mistreatment with love.
Prosecution asked her, was there ever a time that you enjoyed the freak-offs? This is when Cassie got choked up, and she said, I did, but only because I got to spend one-on-one time with Combs, and I really did love him.
Cassie was just 22 when all of this began. A mere 22. Still so young. On the other hand, Diddy was a fully established, powerful music mogul with vast connections and influence. The power dynamic here is staggering. She was just starting out, trying to build her career in the music industry, having signed a 10-album deal with Diddy's Bad Boy Entertainment. Her entire future was in his hands, and he knew exactly how much control he had over her.